All this month, I've been talking to you about growing and planting and harvesting and all the ways that growing a good garden relates to growing a good life. But one of the things that I failed to mention were growing pains. And that's probably because I try to avoid pain at all costs, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Growing pains should be expected. And I think that once we come to this realization, it's just going to make the journey that much more bearable. You know, you can do all the right things. You can plant the right seeds, and you can weed, and you can water, and you can nurture, and the garden can still wither and die. It's nothing that you did. You did all the right things, right? But you have to be able to be willing to move through that and maybe even get to the point where you're willing to garden again. Now, listen, I learned this in the worst possible way, the hardest possible way. You know, I did all the right things. I ate right and I rested and I nurtured, and still 29 days after he was born, my son Brandon died. And it was at that moment that I realized life isn't fair. I know I've heard that phrase before, but I really got it this time. I did all the right things and he still died. Life isn't fair. I mean, I always thought that somehow life evened out. And this time it didn't. I mean, how could it possibly, right? But thank God there were people there who loved us and prayed for us and nurtured us and helped us through until we could heal. I'm so thankful for that. And you know what? I'm here to tell you that you can heal too. You can't always get over it, but you can move through it. You can get to the other side. And great support helps you do that. And it's because of that support that I was able to plant another garden. And I planted it, and I watered it, and I nurtured it. And this is what grew. This is what grew. Growing pains. We're all going to have them. All of us. But that's why we all need to be there for each other so we can see each other through to the other side.